2:17 a.m. My phone buzzed. I looked at the screen and froze. A message from her. We need to talk. My chest. It just tightened instantly. Panic, confusion, dread, all at once. I ran through the last few weeks. Months. Did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? Every late-night laugh, every private joke, every weekend trip, what if it had all been a lie? I grabbed my jacket and left. The streets were quiet, almost painfully so. The city felt different at night. Streetlights casting long shadows that followed me like silent witnesses. Each step toward her apartment felt heavier than the last. Part of me wanted to turn around, to hide, but part of me, stubborn, desperate, kept going. When she opened the door, I almost didn't recognize her. Her eyes avoided mine. The warmth, the softness, that little smile I loved. Gone. I can't do this anymore, she said. I froze. My voice caught. What do you mean? Did I do something wrong? She shook her head, but her eyes drifted toward a small table. There it was, a folded note, my name on the front. My hands shook as I picked it up. By the time I read it, the world stopped. She had been seeing him for months. Everything I thought was ours, every laugh, every late-night talk, every weekend together, tainted. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I just stood there, holding the note, feeling my chest cave in. Betrayal isn't sudden. It creeps, but when it hits like a hammer. I didn't know how to stop it, she whispered, voice breaking. I looked at her. You didn't know? Do you know what it feels like to think everything was real and find out it was all a story you made up for yourself? The apartment felt smaller, suffocating. Shadows stretched long across the walls, mocking me. And yet, part of me wanted to stay, to hear her out, to believe, just for a second, that she still cared. But I couldn't. Not anymore. I left. No words. Nothing. The next days, a fog. I wandered the streets, holding her note like a lifeline and a noose at the same time. Friends called, I didn't answer. I barely ate. I barely slept. Every song, every place, every little thing, a trigger. I replayed everything in my head. Every word, every laugh, every quiet moment. What if I had noticed? What if I had stopped it? I hated myself, almost as much as I hated her. And yet, even in that hate, I loved her. Twisted trust, fragile love, poisoned. I thought about revenge. Not childish revenge, not show her what she lost, but the kind of revenge where truth hits her as hard as it hit me. I imagined confronting her, exposing every lie, every half-truth, every stolen smile. But I realized it wouldn't free me. It would chain me to her forever. So I did the hardest thing I've ever done. I let go. I returned the note to her apartment, didn't see her, didn't speak. I just walked away. And for the first time in weeks, I felt a weight lift from my chest. Even in the pain, there was freedom. Weeks later, I sat in a quiet cafe, watching people, laughing couples, kids running, strangers arguing over coffee, and I realized I was still breathing, still alive, still me. I thought about the life we could have had, the love I believed in, and I realized forgiveness wasn't for her. It was for me. To stop poisoning myself with bitterness, to stop reliving betrayal every hour of the day, to move forward. I started noticing things I'd forgotten. Mornings without panic, walks without pain, music that didn't make me ache. Slowly, I rebuilt myself from the inside. I learned that betrayal doesn't just break hearts, it wakes you up. It forces you to see who you really are when everything you trusted falls apart. I still think about her sometimes, but not with longing. I think about what I learned: honesty, courage, and the hardest lesson. Sometimes loving yourself means walking away from what you thought would never hurt you. Now, I'm stronger, scarred, but unbroken. I remember 2:17 a.m., the message that shattered everything. But I also remember stepping into the dawn and realizing something. What was taken from me gave me the most important thing I could ever have: myself. Because some betrayals don't just break your heart, they wake you up, shake you, force you to find out who you really are, and when you do, the pain isn't the end, it's the beginning.